What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here. I want to welcome you to the Profit Power Hour. I'm excited to have you here. Listen, right now, I am in Miami, and I've been working on something really big. You'll start to see a little bit more information about it in the upcoming weeks. Some pictures, videos, so on and so forth. It's going to be big for e-commerce. But I'm actually coming to you from um, a friend's computer. So I don't travel with my laptop anymore, just because I don't like leaving it in hotel rooms and stuff, especially in Miami, where I've heard a lot of people gotten stuff stolen, all this and that. So I don't have all the regular Profit Power Hour stuff. I'm also pre-recording this early for y'all because the internet in the hotel is really slow, and I didn't want a chance going live and then having issues because I know that this training is important to you. I'm going to share my camera so you're going to see the lighting really, really fast. But I got to go to right. So I'll be right here. Obviously, if I turn around and get a little bit better, if I turn around and get light on me, let me just try that. Dun, dun. All right, there we go. All right, so it's already telling me as I film this, I have a low, like a very low connection. So I might have to turn the camera off here in a little bit, but I'll show you this. Maybe it'll look a little bit better this way. The light's all on me. All right, cool. So if you're just now hopping on, this is a little bit different than usual because I'm not even on my computer. I'm standing up in my hotel room. I'm in Miami, been working on some really cool stuff earlier today. Spent the whole day in the studio recording. If you're new to the Profit Power Hour, I want to welcome you. It's an incredible webinar that we've been doing now for since 2015, I believe. And the idea is I get on here, I review products, I teach you about traffic, I show you how to do product research and how to really run your business. I'm just going to grab my coffee real quick. So this is a bit off the cuff because I'm in a hotel room. I'm not even at a desk because the charger wouldn't, whatever, it just wasn't working. So I'm standing up, but the show must go on, and I'm excited to have you all here. Typically, I would have accessadrian.com pulled up. I would show you that you can access the replays there. I'd have this whole welcome screen with all of our vendors and stuff. Just make sure to go into your accessadrian.com portal, and you can watch all of the previous replays. Sound good? Now, what I want to do tonight is I just want to review one specific niche. And if you are, again, if you're new to the Profit Power Hour, this is not a sales pitch fest webinar series. Never has been, never will be, right? I think there's only been one time in the last 2 years I've gotten on here and said, hey y'all, here's something really cool that you should buy that we've developed. This webinar series is designed to educate you, not to just sell you a bunch of stuff. That one thing was Signal Boost, and we released it about a month ago, and it's been incredible. Signal Boost basically does product research. It pulls up trending products. It spies on viral ads on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. It has a database of previous products that it sees ads for all the time. It's got a list of hobbies. It's even got an AI that will write copy for us. So it's an incredible tool. I'm not trying to sell it tonight. I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know what link I had for people to buy it. But we will use it tonight because I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of product research. You see, most people, they start out by going to AliExpress.com and they say, okay, AliExpress, I want to find some cool products to sell. So where do I start? Do I just look at all this Spider-Man mask? Better not be selling that. That'll get you in trouble. Um, men's sport t-shirts, this wireless Bluetooth, these LED light strips, and immediately you become overwhelmed. So, I was just telling everyone this earlier today. When it comes to selling some stuff on AliExpress, going and selling stuff from AliExpress, yes, AliExpress is still good. It's just you're not really going to find winning products out of the gate on here because it's too much, it's too crazy, it's too overwhelming. And if you're starting out by saying what product should I be advertising, then you're asking the wrong question. I say this every week when it comes to product research. You should not be asking what product should I be marketing right now? What product is hot right now? That's not where you start. Where you start is by saying, what season is it right now? And when you figure out what season it is and what holidays are coming up, it's very easy to follow that path to an abundance of really hot products. You see, most people put the cart before the horse and they get a little bit ahead of themselves, and that leaves them broken down, blind, making bad choices, and broke because they blow all their money on crappy products. I don't want that for you. So I show you to start at what is the season. Now, if we look in here on AliExpress, these are not like necessarily seasonal products, right? So if we're looking at what products are showing up, this rechargeable RC drone, not a seasonal product. These Samsung Galaxy earbuds, not really seasonal. This incense holder, these are not seasonal products. It doesn't mean your product has to be seasonal. It just is a great place to start to figure out how to land on a product that's hot. Okay. CJ Dropshipping, same thing. You could come in here and say, I want to sell necklaces. And well, not on my computer, so I'm not signed in. So we'll just do the same example over here. We can come over here on AliExpress and type in necklace. Same thing, basically. It's going to bring up hearts. It's going to bring up zodiacs. It's going to bring up crosses. It's going to bring up numbers. It's going to bring up, some fine jewelry or some more like friendship bracelet style looking jewelry. It's bringing up, I don't know, I think that looks like a marijuana leaf. I don't know, but like it's bringing up crystals and all sorts of stuff. So if you're like, I want to sell necklaces because I want to have a jewelry store, you're screwed because you have no clue what's working. Moreover, you shouldn't be marketing stuff because you think it's cool. If you think it's a good idea, squash it. If you think it's cool, squash it. If you're interested in marketing it and that's the only reason why you're marketing it, squash it. All right. You're here to learn how to generate sales on your store. You're not here to market your passions. You're not here to market your hobbies. We're trying to market to the masses. Okay. So I started thinking about what season is it right now, right? Well, spring break, summer, that's spring and summer. That's where we're at. And we just passed the solar eclipse, which was a huge niche because the solar eclipse is this big deal. I mean, my goodness, like so if you were selling solar eclipse sunglasses, you're in the right dang place at the right time. Okay. But I asked myself, what's going on now? Like, what would be hot in the summer? Well, for one, pool toys, beach gear, outdoor hiking stuff. These are all things that as it warms up become, a bit more relevant and a bit more hot. But I started doing a little bit of research. And one thing that I know starts to pop off once it warms up is fishing. So if I come over here to Google Trends, it's a free tool. So it's trends.google.com, right? I know nothing about fishing, by the way. I just know that people start to fish when it gets warm, and I know there's ice fishing and all this other stuff. Okay, type in fishing. Now, when we look at the results here, okay, at first, Google is going to show us what our past, like the searches for today look like. And they rate this on a 0 to 100 scale. The what people are looking for today scale is irrelevant. Now, we always want it to be a 50 or above. If it's below a 50 on that 0 to 100 scale, then it's probably a dud product for right now, right? So remember that. But if it's a 50 and you're only looking at 24 hours of data, then your data is trash, right? So what we want to do is we want to come over here and we want to start looking at really what we want to do is we want to look for the wave. I always say that there are these niche waves, these product waves, these seasonal waves. And if you catch the wave while it's forming, that's the best time. That's when you're going to get the best ride. All right. So if we look at, say, the last 5 years, this is like the search trends of fishing over the last 5 years. I think we could all agree this looks like waves, right? You see a wave form, a wave crash, a wave form, a wave crash. All right, so this tells me that fishing is in fact a more seasonal niche. Now, the real question is where does the wave start to form? Well, historically, where it hits that 50 range is the end of March, beginning of April. Huh, interesting. Where are we right now? Oh, we're in April. So the wave is just hit above 50 and is forming, right? It's forming, forming, forming. You ride it all the way up, and it seems to peak over here at the end of June. And that's back in what, 2019? And same thing happens every single year. It starts to peak, it starts to build, and end of March and April. Don't just look at 5 years of data though. You want to see, okay, what does it look like over the last 12 months? Well, last 12 months, we'll see that at this time last year, it was at pretty much, well, no, this time last year, it was at that 75 range, which is really great, right? And then we see it hit that 100 range. And then as it got colder, it dipped down below that 50, which, not good. Now, if we're looking at the data again, it just started to peak up over this 50 baseline here in February, and it's steadily going up. Does that make sense? Steadily going up. And we know where this is likely headed if we look at the last 5 years. The last 5 years show us that, see, it's that same pattern. It's forming, and it's going to peak up here probably in June, July, where people are deep sea fishing, they're fishing out in the lakes, all that good stuff. So, my goal is to always have you ahead of the curve. Are y'all with me on that? Yes? I want you ahead of the curve, but you don't know what it is you don't know. We could all agree on that. And I'm sitting here thinking about, okay, what can I show you right now that makes what you're doing currently relevant? You don't want to be advertising something that is no longer relevant. You don't want to be blowing money. You don't want to be wasting time. And you don't want to tire yourself out from frustration because nothing's ever working. So the answers are here. A lot of you just don't know how to find them. You don't even know what questions to ask, right? And so that's why I do these webinars. You can clearly see the pattern. You can see what is coming. It's about to peak. It's about to get really, really hot. So this is a category and this is a niche that I wholeheartedly believe right now you should start jumping on. And if you're saying, oh, I don't like fishing, I think fishing is boring, or I really wanted to sell baby clothes, nobody cares. All right. If you want to go, do your hobby, then shut down your business and go play around with your hobbies. If you want to run a business, sell what's working right now. End of story, right? Once you get your business afloat, once you get it up and running and steaming and streaming, that's when you can say, oh, well, I'm interested and I'm passionate about steampunk gear, or I really want to sell whatever it may be. Then you can play with it. You can try to force a square peg in a round hole all you want with the extra money that hopefully your business could be generating if you follow the right path. Does that make sense? You can have your passion project, but then you got your actual money maker. That's the goal. Now, I'm not saying that by any means, if you go market fishing products right now, that's going to be your money maker. I'm not saying that you're going to sell a single fishing product at all. As a matter of fact, a lot of you will sell absolutely nothing. You're likely to do nothing with this particular webinar, because every week I have something new, and I see that a small percentage of people actually go full in and try it. It's just like this week, what do I talk about? It's going to get these people to go. Next week, I'm going to talk about something different. It's really going to intrigue a different subset of people. So I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. I'm just saying the numbers are the numbers, right? So I don't want to imply that marketing fishing is like the only way for you to make money or is the way to make money. It's just when we're doing business, we're trying to look at I think there was like a phone call coming into the computer. But when we're doing business, what we're trying to do is we're trying to look at taking calculated risk, right? Everything's a risk. And the only guarantee in life, right, is that there are no guarantees. That's it, right? So we got to take calculated risk. And when we look at data like this, it tells us that the juice is worth the squeeze. Now, how do we find cool fishing products? Of course, we can come over here to AliExpress and we could type in fishing gear. Okay. One way, once you get to fishing gear, is to organize it, sort by orders. So this is going to show us the ones that have the most orders. So this 1,000-piece fishing hook set has had over 5,000 orders. This fishing hook set has had over 4,000 orders. The silicone bait, grub, whatever, has had over 3,000 orders. So it does tell us, like, how many orders these have had, which helps us figure out if they're really, if they're good products. But here's the thing, as far as I know about AliExpress and these numbers, this is showing how many have been sold. It's not showing how many have been sold in the last 30 days. They do have a little label that says this is a top selling product in the last 7 days, and this is a top selling product in the last 7 days. But it doesn't really tell us what the sales volume is on this. I mean, this could be a top selling product and still, like, in this category, not selling that much. They've had 3,000 sales in total overall. How many sales have been in the last 7 days, right, versus the last year? We don't know. We just don't, right? There's just really no way to really know. So with Signal Boost, which is my software that I developed, and I've been kind of masterminding the last 2 years, it helps us with a little bit of that data. If I come over here to research and I type in fishing, I can organize everything by sales in the last 30 days. And this is on Amazon, by the way. So, it's not just going to pull up the same things as AliExpress is pulling up. It's going to pull up in the last 30 days what freaking products were getting the most sales for the keyword fishing. Make sense? And it shows us that these polarized sunglasses have done $365,000 in sales. So sunglasses are not something that you would think of in the fishing niche, but it works. Power Pro Spectra fishing line. $138,000. The fish lip gripper, $129,000. The Cast King blowback tactical bag, $110,000. Pacific Sun fishing tackle bag, $91,000. Now, one other thing that I did is I typed in on Google, what are the essentials for fishing? And you know, the because I'm not a fisherman, I don't really know, but people are looking for, they got to have a tackle box, they got to be you know, have hooks, lines, baits, lures, rods, reels, floats, sinkers, feeders, nets, spears, gaffs, and traps, as well as wire snaps, beads, spoons, and blades, and spinners, and clevises. There's my point is that there's a lot of junk that you can sell to very passionate fishers. There's this funny old joke that it's a meme that was floating around. It said, my wife, something along the lines of, it's a guy who says, my wife said that if I fish, if I go fishing, you know, not to come back home. And then it's like dot 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 10 minutes later, and the guy is out in the lake fishing, right? Just kind of saying that that's how obsessed people are with fishing. People are very passionate about it. It's all they talk about. They spend lots of money on fishing. It is their thing. It's their hobby. It's their passion. So we know that people will buy stuff, and we know that there are a lot of different things that we could sell. Now, when it comes to what types of products, you'll see like these fishing tackle bags right here. These only have sold 1,000 units according to AliExpress. That's a lot of sales, but when you come over here to Signal Boost, you can see that similar bags are selling multiple thousand units per month. These two bags here together collectively have sold 6,600 units for a total of basically $200,000 in a month. So if you're getting in the fishing niche, maybe you might think about selling these tactical fishing, these tactical fishing tackle box, whatever, bags. Right now, this lure here is a Trusin pre-rigged lure. Just, you know, you can see what it looks like right here. According to the API pooling from Amazon, monthly revenue on these lures are $80,000. A lot of people are going to buy more than one lure. They're going to buy the different colors. They're going to buy backups in case their line breaks and they lose, you know, they lose it. So this is what right now has done $80,000 in a month. So if we come over here, we can try to find stuff that's similar. Is this similar? Not really. This one right here is not very similar. Top selling the last 7 days. You can see this one's got the little tail. It's got the tail that wags or whatever right here, kind of gets fish attention. So the other one was a little bit more basic. So could we find a lure on here that is a little bit more sophisticated like that one? Yeah, absolutely. Especially if we start, you know, typing in fishing lures, right? Like this one right here might be a little bit more similar because it's got the tail on the back, but it does have an extra hook. It really, you know, just all depends. So if I were to type in fishing, we'll get an immense amount of fishing lures. So no doubt you can find a very similar lure to the one that our software is showing is selling really, really well. You just have to type in the right things to get the results that you're looking for. Now, there are pages and pages of this, but you can see products are selling tens of thousands of dollars a month. Now, let's just say if we do a fishing lure, type it in. Here, my Signal Boost sometimes takes a little while to get results, but if we type in fishing lure, it's going to pull up other like things that say fishing lure on Amazon and what their sales are: 17,000, 23,000, 4,000 a month. Look, something that's doing $5,000 to $10,000 a month, I think is still, you know, a worthy product for you to start advertising. I don't think that it's something that you should ignore just because it's not doing $100,000 a month. Because right now a wave is forming. There are going to be takeoff products. There are going to be standout products that arise between now and the end of July, because the wave is just now forming. So there are various different lures here that you might see pop up from doing 17 grand a month to maybe 40 or 50 or 60,000, because now is the time people are actually starting to search and look for this. And that's proven right here, right? That's proven when you look at the Google Trends results. So, and I guess I would say, to kind of close this out, is there's a gazillion right products out there and a gazillion wrong products. And there are a lot of people that want to just simply advertise what they think is right, what they think is cool, what they think would be a good idea. We all love to think that our idea is right. Nobody likes to be wrong. But once you accept the truth, the facts are 99.9% of the time, maybe more than that, what you think just out of the blue because you feel that way when it comes to what would be a hot product is going to be incorrect. It's going to fail. It's going to bomb. So you've got to start running your business based off of data. You've got to start taking calculated risks instead of shooting from the hip. And it all starts at asking yourself, what time of the year is it right now? That will lead you down the path. Okay, well, during spring and summer, what things become popular? What things become popular in the fall? What things become popular in the winter? Be it outside decor, interior decor, be it different holidays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, President. There's all of these different holidays that present opportunity to sell certain things. The answer is right here on Google Trends. You can see the wave, you can see that it's forming. So to close this out, even if you absolutely hate fishing, at least look into it. Do yourself a favor, right? Because when you're starting out, you want to eliminate as much risk as possible. You don't want to blow cash on stuff that's not working. And you want to make sure that where you do put some of your money or your efforts, that the opportunity there is currently relevant and real, right? You want it to be seamless and congruent with what people want. This is what a lot of people want right now. I mean, this thing is it doesn't lie. Even if I go back to 2004, which I haven't done, look at the waves. So now we're looking at 20 years of data, 2 decades of data. And one thing is certain, every dang year, is that fishing pops off around April and May, January, February, March. March, it really starts to form over that 50 line. April, it starts to take off. May, it booms. And June, July, it peaks. And then from there, it's down. Look at this. 20 years of data. Numbers don't lie. Numbers do not lie. Let's go. All right, so go do some fishing research. If you have Signal Boost, obviously it's going to show you some products that are popping off right now. If you don't have Signal Boost, at least you know that fishing is popping off right now, and you can do research through other means or other tools you may have, or go to AliExpress, CJ Dropshipping, Zendrop. These are all great places. You could sell print on demand in the fishing niche with funny sayings about fishing on hats, on water bottles. You could sell the tactical fishing bags, so on and so forth. There's so much that you could sell in the fishing niche. It's all right here. Don't sleep on this. Get going. This is the time. The wave is forming. The wave is forming. You can start paddling now. You can have the ride of your life, or after it crashes and you're like, oh, I should have listened to Adrian back in April. You could jump on a little boogie board and you can ride the whitecaps right after the wave crashes, which usually sucks. It's like, 10 seconds, maybe less, before, you're getting sand on your belly because you're at shore, right? Now's the time to start paddling. Let's go. Let's do this. Love you all. I'll see you next week, same place. Well, I won't be in Miami, but I will be here. Same time, right here on the Profit Power Hour. That's all. All right. Good night, y'all.